Hello gamers, what is good? Hope you're having a great day. Squirrely here. Thank you for joining me as always. Hope you're in a good mood because the holiday season is here, the end of the year is coming up, and the Smissmas update is right around the corner. And yes, we're gonna get a Smissmas update. Pretty much every year, no matter what, we at least get a Scream Fortress and a Smissmas update, even if it's just a new case and a new key and some community made cosmetics. That's great, but I think we're in a good position to get some new Warpaints this year. Hopefully Festives would be nice too, or maps, but I think at the very least we're gonna get a case, key, cosmetics, which we always get, and then there's some really nice Warpaints that have been on the workshop for years. They're just sitting there. I really hope Valve implements them in this update coming up soon. So I'm gonna look at some of my favorites, how you can make really good Warpaints, what I'm looking for, what Valve is looking for, and kind of just go through the best candidates I think that are on there. Let me know in the comments down below your opinion on some of these Warpaints. Personally, there's some on there that I would love to see, and I'm gonna showcase those with you guys today.
Fucking master it, then they could start thinking about expanding. I hope that's what they do. Okay.
Something very important as well I would like to share with you guys before the Smissmas update comes out. I did actually get a message from Steam support. They sent it to me directly. I'm not sure what happened or why this happened, but they told me to tell my audience, you guys, that before this Smissmas update can come out, you guys have to like and subscribe. I don't know why they said this. They did. They sent me a message. It was from Jill, and he CC'd Gaben on there. It was very nice of them to share this. They said, you need way more subs. Your content is great. Your audience is great. TF2 is an amazing game. We got to grow this together. I said, okay, I will tell them to like and subscribe. I can't force them, but I think we all want the Smissmas update to come out. So anyways, thank you guys for the support, sharing this video around if you like this stuff, and let's get into it. There are lots of Warpaints to get to. I'm going to do my best to go through them quickly because some of them are really nice, some of them aren't so nice, and I'm going to critique them and tell you guys what I'm thinking and get your first impressions as well. So the first one we have is a Snowflake Fever, which I like. The Warpaint on the right, though, the picture, I thought the snowy effect on the top would be part of it. Unfortunately, it's not, but it's a nice simple effect, or not effect, a skin, but I think it's almost too simple. Like for something, it just doesn't feel, it feels a little too plain, a little bit too flat. I like where they're going with it though. So this one, I don't know what I would give it out of 5, maybe a 2 out of 5. It has some work that could be done, but I like the idea. Night Before Smissmas. Now this person did a good job. They showcased their Warpaints. They also did another good job of posting it on here. I would probably make them a little bit bigger because you're showcasing the weapon and the skin that you made, the Warpaint. You're not showcasing the background. So the background shouldn't be the main thing here. All this open space, fill it in, make it look good. I like that you did 2 different colors, which is cool because I think Valve likes the red versus blue option. It just gives it a little bit more creativity. And then you showed some in-game ones that are cool, but the weapon is so close and it's not factory new, so it's kind of hard for me to tell if I even like it. From here, I like it. I like the color gradient. I like the stars that you put on here. This, I think you zoom in on the weapons, make them a little bit closer because I think this is pretty nice. I would give this maybe 3 out of 5, maybe 3.5 out of 5 with a little bit more tweaking, a little bit more work. It seems a little bit too dark as well, and the color quality of the stars isn't great, but I like where you're going with this. Gift wrap. So I really like the idea of these gift wrapped and sweater themes and presents and things like that because they usually fit pretty well as Warpaints. So on here, I think they did a great job presenting it. They let you know exactly what it looks like in the thumbnail. They do a good job contrasting with the background. One thing I really like on here actually is the handles, the wooden area, the stock, some of the back areas. I think that looks pretty darn cool. Unfortunately, on the base, on the body, it's just kind of chaotic. It's hard to tell what's going on. I don't know if the ribbons and the wraps are just too big, but it just looks, I don't know, I want to like it, but I just can't. It feels like you could do a lot with this gift wrap Warpaint, but it just needs some more tweaking to make it stick out and actually know what's going on. Right now, it just looks kind of chaotic with a bunch of different things, so it has some potential. I would probably get 2.5 out of 5. Sweet stripes. So now we're getting into you're going to see this a lot, stripes and Christmas canes and poles and things like that. So they did a good job over here showcasing the item. I don't know if I love the glowing effect on the back with the blue and the red, but it's okay. I would probably blur the background and make the skins and the weapons show out a little bit more, but you picked great weapons to showcase. You want these long barrels so you can show the spiral and show the skin. Once again, I'm a little worried about this green. When people just use this a flat plain color, it doesn't look like it's green wood or green metal or green something, or like, it's wrap or gift wrap or cardboard. It just looks like a solid green and doesn't really fit with the theme of TF2 and the weapons. But overall, I think it's okay. I think there's better versions of this striping effect that we're going to see a little bit later, but I would probably give this a solid 2.5 out of 5. Now we have Moose Lake, which is one of my if you think about sweaters and just in general like cotton materials and things like that, and these patterns that are very simple, kind of similar to the Smissmas, what was it, this sweater, the free one that they came out with. I think that one looks really good. This kind of reminds me of that. So I think they did a good job with the blue and the red, changing that. They showed you a good amount of weapons, what it looks like. I think that it's a little bit too subdued, like it's a little bit too flat in the color range, so maybe if they popped out a little bit more, but maybe that's what you're going for. I don't know if you should make the base more dark or darker, or you should make this a little bit lighter, but it looks like it's kind of a flat monotone. Doesn't really look like it pops out as much as it should, but the in-game pictures look pretty nice. Like these to me look pretty good. I don't think it's great. I wish these would line up a little bit better, though the way it's moving with the black box and stuff. The way you have it on the picture looks really nice though, so I don't know if I love it, but I do like it. I would give it like a solid 3, maybe 3.5 out of 5, depending on certain weapons. Arctic Breeze. So this one, they did a pretty good job showcasing the item. I personally would put this one as your primary item, or your primary thumbnail, and then blur the background a lot. It's just hard to tell the detail, because you put in good detail in here. You did a good job making different colors. I like that this is a mixture of like TF2 and different paw prints on there, but mostly I really like the white, the light blue, and then the lighter blue. I think we don't have very many skins like this, and it looks great. It's perfectly themed for Smissmas. On the grenade launcher, it looks really nice on here. So I just think maybe giving a better background, showing it on some different weapons. But I like this. It's simple and clean, and it's Smissmas, and you can do different things with this. You don't have to have it be these different paw prints. You can maybe scatter the patterns a little bit more, but it's really cool. I like this color scheme a lot. That's probably my favorite thing. I would give this a good 3.5 out of 5. This looks cool. Arctic Breeze. The Gift of Giving. Now, the first thing I really like about this, although it's a little bit repetitive and on the background that they use on here is kind of hard on the eyes as well, I like over here the purple. We don't really have these purples. It's a light purple. I think it's the pattern is pretty cool. It's like fun and playful and gifts and childish. So the theme, the vibe that you get from it is really cool. I mean, even from the font that he used down here. So he did a good job of presenting over here. I think that the background here could be better. You could do different things to make it pop out a little bit more, but he's showing the different stripes of, just kind of the fun that comes with wrapping paper and things like that. So I like this as far as the color scheme. On some of the weapons it looks cool, but I think, I don't know, just the actual pictures that you have on there don't fit very well. Like I wouldn't want to wear this or use this. It doesn't really feel like it fits. So I'm not sure what you could do with it. Maybe you could do party confetti or different ribbons or something, but just having these kind of repeating boxes, these repeating presents doesn't fit great, but I like the color scheme. This, with a party themed outfit would look really, really cool. I want to like it, but it just doesn't seem like it meshes very well, unfortunately, so I'd probably give this a 2 out of 5. Sweater Knitted. I like how we flipped the name. That's something Valve likes to do, is kind of play with the words on here. So instead of a knitted sweater, it's Sweater Knitted. And I like this. You take a look on here, it's simple, it's sharp, it's very nice. It kind of reminds me of the black box with, the Festive black box, and how they make it look like it's plastic, or not plastic, like it's cardboard or something, like it's a toy. I really like that idea. Good job over here demonstrating there's a blue and there's a red version contrasting on the background. And so it looks great because not only does it wrap well with a bunch of items, the base green looks good, the color, the striping looks good, and it looks like it's knitted. It actually looks like it's knitted. Like you have this soft kind of, fluffy sweater for a weapon, which is super cool. I don't know if Valve would like that, but to me, look at that pistol. That looks really cool. On all these weapons, it looks really, really cool. Even the fish looks kind of funny having a knitted fish. So I like this a lot. I would give this a solid 4, maybe even a 4.5 out of 5. I think maybe the base, the green could change somehow. I'm not sure what you would do with it because it has a sweated knitter. Maybe that could be a dark green sweated knitter color, but I really like this a lot. One of my favorite ones so far on here. Frosted Ornament. So another one that I like because it is so simple, but the color scheme they use is really, really cool. It gives you that Smissmas feel, this nice light kind of grayish blue for the bottom, and then these swirls. So they're not forcing it, they're packing a bunch of Smissmas themed things in there. They're just keeping it simple. Some swirls, red and blue. It kind of reminds you of different, effects. Maybe it's winter, swirling lights, or sleds, whatever it may be, but you kind of get that Christmas feel from it. I think it's a little bit too simple, like it's kind of hard on the eyes to follow all the lines, but it is very appealing. Like just looking at it, I think it's pretty. I'm trying to think if making it smaller would be better, like making the patterns a little bit smaller, because it's so big it kind of interferes with the weapon, but I like the color scheme. The light red and the light blue on the white looks really cool, but I think, I don't love it, but I do like it. And Frosted Ornament, I think that there's no real frosty feeling to it. Maybe the handles are supposed to be the frosty part. So there's something missing. I can't put my tongue on it, but I would give it probably a good 3 out of 5. Ice Cap. This is one of my favorites on here for so many reasons. It kind of reminds me of the Yeti one that came out, those light colors. But the thing that's great on here is it looks like it's frozen. It looks like you have a frozen weapon, and the light blue and then the other light kind of grayish. It looks really, really nice. Good job showcasing it on here. These are two weapons that most Warpaints look really good, so use those to your advantage. I like the circle in the back, kind of making it pop too and showcasing, but For me, I'm going to be using like a shotgun, rocket launcher, demo, sniper. So those are the ones that most people look at. Looks great. A nice solid color on here. I think there's some sparkles or something. That looks pretty cool too. And then the weapon looks like it's frozen. So this one, I mean, any of these items that come out with Smissmas for Warpaints, if they get a cool effect, if they can come with unusuals, it's going to be themed, of course. But for this one, imagine having a cool ice cap Warpaint. It's like a frozen weapon with a cool effect. That would be really, really awesome. Black box looks great as well. So all these look really good. Not a whole lot to critique on here. Good job presenting it. Good job giving it different colors. Neutral colors, that's kind of cool too. You get like a darker gray. So I like this one a lot. I would probably give it a good 4.5 out of 5, maybe even a 5. I mean, I don't think it's like the most amazing skin ever made, but I like it enough. From what we've seen so far, it's definitely a solid 4.5 out of 5. Really, really cool. Peppermint Swirl. So this reminds me of red and peppermint and candy canes. Unfortunately, it's a little bit tough on the eyes. The presentation I think is okay here, but it's kind of overwhelming. Maybe put a red and a blue. The outline is just like red, 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 red. I think the brown background's a good choice, but it's just tough on the eyes. I mean, it looks like it's could be a tiger skin or something. Like you don't really know what you're looking at. It's just so much spiraling and swirling. It's kind of uncomfortable to look at. So I like where they went with this. I like the idea, but unfortunately I don't think it fits very well on the skin. It's just so much red, so much blue. I don't think Valve would go for that. So I would probably give it like a 2 out of 5. Elfin Enamel. So I don't know if I like the name Enamel, but I think Elfin is pretty cool. Green. This is the theme for this one here, and I do like the deep green. Unfortunately, I feel like it doesn't really relate to anything. It's just like forced green and then forced red, and it's kind of hard to tell what's going on. The in-game pictures are way too close, so I would prefer, if people are showing in-game pictures, change the FOV, zoom it out. Like, let us see everything. Let us enjoy what you made on here. Over here, I think, is another good example of it's just too much green. The spirals are there. There's already tons of spirals that are on the workshop, but I do like the deep greens. I just feel like it doesn't really fit very well. It's too much green. Doesn't really feel very Smissmas-y, but yeah, I would probably give this a 2 out of 5. Grandma's Grace. So I don't know if I like the name or I hate the name, but I like that they're being unique with it and they put the little Santa hat on here. That looks pretty cool. Grandma's Grace looks like this sweater, a knitted thing again. The pattern I think looks pretty cool. Depending on the weapon you have, sometimes it doesn't really mesh with it very well. That looks pretty cool to me. I like that a lot. It reminds me of the other one. And as long as it looks knitted and it looks like it's like more of a 3 thing, like a soft skin. It doesn't look like before it looked like an 8-bit game or like they're really blocky and like harsh. This looks pretty cool. I think if you change the base color a little bit, made it look a little bit more like wood or something, that's all you would need to do. I think the size, the color looks good. Over here, it's hard to kind of tell on the weapons. I wish you had some better pictures. Okay, that one's not too bad. Same thing, I would zoom in on these weapons, make sure we can clearly see them, blur out the background. We don't care about the background that much. It's all about the contrast. The glow is kind of taking away from the weapon too. It's distracting, but I like this. This is nice. This has some potential, I think, a little bit of tweaking. So I'd probably give this a good 3.5 out of 5. North Pole. So over here, good job showcasing your thumbnail of exactly what we're going to see on here. I think a good job as well of showcasing a bunch of weapons, black background, make it easy for us to see the weapons and the skin. And I kind of like the white. There's not a whole lot of Warpaint skins that we have that have these solid white handles. I think it looks good. It looks really clean, especially if it's Smissmas themed. But over here you can see it's a little bit tricky to tell on certain weapons which way it's going. I know you can randomize the skin, but like on the rocket launcher looks good, airstrike looks good, shotgun, some of these other ones look good. I'm just not sure in game actually how it's going to fit. On some of the demo weapons, you never know how it's going to look as well. Sniper rifle looks okay. Something though, it just feels like it's too much white, and then the stripes are so big, you don't really get to see the war paint. It's almost like there's nothing there. Like it's just big white, a couple stripes, and that's the whole war paint. So I think there's some potential. I like the idea of it. There's blue, which is pretty cool as well for showcasing that. The weapons are a little bit hard to see like that. To me, you can't even tell what's going on. It's just so much white. It could be anything. It doesn't look Smissmas themed at all. So I would probably give it a 2.5 out of 5. It looks cool. The quality looks good though, but it needs some work. Sweet Surprise. So this technically isn't like a Smissmas themed thing, but I guess because there's sweets and cake and all those things during the holidays, and they put it in the Smissmas Warpaint category, so I guess I'll look at it. But I like the idea. I like where they're going with it. Let's see it on some weapons. Unfortunately, I think the waffle skin is so small, and the sprinkles are so small, it's a little bit hard on the eyes. Like that is just super, super small. But I like the idea. I like where they're going with it. I think it could use some work, but it's just so, like, that to me is just hard on the eyes. It looks like it's TV grain, like fuzz, static. Maybe if they made it bigger, or clean it up a little bit. You could go somewhere with it. This looks just comical, but I like the idea. I really do, but unfortunately right now I probably get like a 1.5 out of 5, maybe a 2 out of 5. I think a lot of people would like it as a meme skin and to weapon, or to put on a weapon, but I don't think Valve would ever want to incorporate it, but cool. Seriously Snowed. So finally someone has something with snowman and snow, just a nice simple repeating pattern on here. I like this a lot. This is very creative. Valve, TF2 love this when you kind of incorporate some of the core things from their game and put a little spin on it. So there's snowman, but you can see these are the different mercs. You have like heavy, demo, scout, medic, sniper. So that's a great job on them. Really good job. This is something I could kind of see going into TF2. The only thing though is these look kind of big. Like it's hard to see. They're just so big you'd run out of room. On here these look good. I think these look pretty good on here. These look clean. I like the color scheme that you use. Great job making a thumbnail and showcasing it against the background. I want to see what some of the reds look like. The blues look good. I like the blues. I want to see it like on a rocket launcher. That looks good. That looks simple. It kind of reminds me of like the Balloonicorn and stuff. But you can see this coming out for Smissmas. Yeah, these look pretty good. There's no red examples, but this looks pretty solid. It's maybe a little bit too simple or too similar to Warpaints we currently have, so maybe Valve wouldn't implement it. But as a simple, just clean little, you know, basic, nice looking Warpaint that would go good with almost any weapon. I like this. I would give this a good solid, 3.5 out of 5 or so. Deadly Snowfall. So the thumbnail over here, they did a pretty good job demonstrating what it is, what it looks like. I like these like dark purples with these whites. We don't really have very many Warpaints like that. And you get these dramatic contrast colors, which look cool. Unfortunately, these are just hard to see. Like it's hard for me to see what's going on. And they put this like gray or like black kind of transparency behind it to help out. But it's not enough, I don't think. I would just make it easy on the eyes. I want to see your weapon and your Warpaint. I don't want to see the background. There's already plenty of snowflakes, so it doesn't do it justice, but I think this is pretty cool. This has some potential. A shotgun looks pretty good. On the rocket launcher looks pretty cool too. I think that showcasing it better on the background would help a lot. Part of me thinks Valve is going to have to make a decision of how simple these want these to be, because if it's just going to be a white base, a white handle, then just snowflakes repeating, they got to give it something else, make it unique. So I like the idea that you did these dark purples in the background, but I'm not sure. It almost feels a little too simple. But the sticky launcher, I like this white on here. You could go somewhere with that. Unfortunately, I don't love it. The Deadly Snowfall, I don't know about the name either, but I would probably give it a good 2.5 out of 5. Cookie Fortress 2. So the name is pretty simple. I like it. It's kind of like Cookie Cutter or Gingerbread Man, things like that. Another repeated thing, kind of reminds me of the Balloonicorn and other skins that we already have, but I think Valve sometimes like that. They could just change the skin, change the item in the background. Once again, great job using the different mercs on here for your different cookies in the background. They did a blue and a red, which is smart. And these looks good. These, to me, I mean, not a whole lot to critique. It's one of those things where the more simple it is, the better your chances are of getting in TF2. And like that they showcase it on here. I don't want to see anything besides Factory New. That's just myself. You can always look in game and see what they look like. And everyone's going to want Factory New anyways. But good job with the thumbnail. Good job with the different skins on here. The Gingerbread Man's a really cool idea. I think that it's just going to be up to Valve if they want something like this. It has a fun theme to it. To me, it feels a little bit too silly and childish. I wouldn't personally want to own this or trade for this, but it fits the theme, so I like it. I don't love it, so I'll probably give it a good 3 out of 5. Winter Wrappers. So good job showcasing your item. It should be very easy for us to see what's going on. I think there's a blue version. Yeah, there's a blue version. You don't have it on here, though, but good job on here as well, showcasing your item for everyone. Let's see in-game. Now, unfortunately, you didn't use Factory New, so it's hard to tell exactly what's going on. The weapon is way too close for me to see. But this, I like this. I want to really like this. I want to see. I like the pattern. Same on here. I think I like the pattern. I like where you're going with it. It's just showcasing it, doing a better job. I would just do an image with a bunch of different weapons, Factory New, like black box, rocket, sniper, scatter, medigun, whatever. The ones that usually look really good with Warpaints. Showcase it on here. Change your FOV model, zoom out so you can see your weapon when you're looking at it in-game. But this to me looks cool. I think this with maybe some brighter orange. I like the darker black or the darker gray. This has a lot of good potential. I think it's just getting some better images to showcase it. So it's hard to go off what you have here, but I think this could be a solid 4 out of 5, maybe even higher than that, depending on where you go with it. So the pattern I think is simple. It looks nice. Valve kind of likes this color gradient that you used on here. Maybe it's just presenting a little bit better, but yeah, this looks good. Winter Wrapper. I think this has some potential. Snow Covered. So simple name. Great job presenting it over here. You have the red and the blue on kind of the snowy white with another darker background. This looks good. So simple, basic repeating pattern. You can tell it's for winter. It almost looks like some of the camo ones, but it's for winter. Great job again incorporating the TF2 icons and the different classes on here. Black box, it looks great. Scored shot, the different weapons, scattergun. I want to see this on a rocket launcher and a sniper and a medigun. That's what I would want to see it on. But great job presenting it. Great job putting it on here. This thing's been out here since November 7, 2007. This is a great war paint. Would be easy to incorporate. Yeah, I don't know. There's just simple. I just really like this a lot. It looks good. I like the white handles. I like the pattern on here. Not a whole lot to critique. It's not like god tier or anything, but it's simple and it's nice. So I would probably give this a good solid, 4 out of 5. Sleighin style. So I think the name could be a little bit more creative. Sleighin style. I like the name of like sleigh, like fragging or something. Style. I don't think it really fits with here, but I do like the name. Really good job over here. This is a great thumbnail. They see they did the gradient, the red. I like the color scheme. We don't really have anything like this right now. A lot of them are too bright or shiny. This one you kind of want with the darker green, darker red with the gold. So I think anything with the gold can really pop depending on how you use it. Gold and black, gray, red, whatever. But good job presenting it over here. Great thumbnail. Scattergun looks nice. The black box, the different patterns on here look nice. I would stick with factory new, but airstrike, it looks nice. Rocket launcher looks pretty nice. Part of me for some reason wants this red to be even darker or something just to kind of stand out and look better. You also did a great job of using the TF2 item pictures on here as well, so it looks like it's wrapping paper from TF2 items. Yeah, I don't know. It looks pretty good. I don't like love it. This looks pretty nice as well. It's kind of it's so beautiful and just crisp that you want to like it, even though maybe the paint or the items, the icons on her aren't like super flashy or anything, but I think overall it looks pretty good. I would probably give this a solid 3.5 or 4 out of 5. Alright, and for the last one we have Festive Wrapped, which I think you can get a little more creative with the name. I think just using the word holiday or spirit or festive is a little bit too easy, but aside from that, this looks pretty good. Now, I think it's maybe a little bit too bright. I don't know if Valve would go this far to just make a straight up like candy cane and green looking war paint, but it looks good with every weapon. Great job showcasing it on the main weapons that people were looking for. There's no black box or airstrike, which is okay because you can see it on these. The thumbnail looks great. Great job presenting it. Good job choosing the purplish background. It really makes the other colors pop out. This one on here showcasing those two different colors I think is fine. End game, you can see on here this thing was posted in 2017 and updated last year in 2018. Pretty good job showing end game as well to see what it looks like. I think these look good. I don't think it's like amazing or god tier, but I wouldn't mind having one of these. I mean, maybe the only thing I could think of is if the greens or reds are a little bit darker, it looks super bright, but I guess for Smissmas, if you're just going for the wow factor to be bright and pop out, that looks cool, but I wouldn't mind sporting something like a combo, like a rocket launcher and a shotgun, all, decked out in this festive war paint. It's just very Christmassy, very themed, but it fits very well. You did a great job separating the different parts of the weapons on here with the different colors. Depending on the stripes and how they go on the weapon, I think that's going to be the biggest difference, but good job on here. One thing I think might be interesting is actually put in the purple, like this purple background, as part of the handles or stripes somewhere purple. That would make it pop out even more. We don't have a whole lot of dark purples or even light purples on weapons. That would be a good skin idea, but this looks solid. I like this. I would give this a good solid 4 out of 5, maybe even a 4 point something out of 5, so good job. Alright gamers, well that is going to wrap it up for me on this super long video. There are so many other ones that I didn't even showcase. I just kind of picked a handful that I liked and went through them as fast as I could, but there's just so much to talk about, and some of them have great potential, so I really wanted to showcase that, and some of them are already clean and good, ready to go. I think there's a handful of those, but there's some that are almost there. I do also think there's a lot of potential still. There's a lot of color schemes people haven't used. People are, I feel, kind of like forcing those war paints to be super themed, and I don't think Valve likes that much. If you just force it too much, make it very easy on the eyes, simple, don't force it too much, and then you have a better chance of going in. But some other guidelines, like I said, make a good thumbnail, showcase your war paints on a background that it's a good, nice in contrast, don't clutter it. Use factory new, zoom out if you're going to show in-game weapons with the FOV, make it bigger. Show different weapons, the popular weapons, don't force the themes, and don't use solid colors like all green or red or whatever it is. So just think, what would Valve want? Valve wants something that's different, that's unique, that makes them look good, that would look good on multiple weapons, and it just fits. You just have that energy, that vibe that, yeah, that looks good. That fits perfectly with TF2. You shouldn't have to even think about it. So sounds easier than it is, of course, but that's what I'm thinking they're gonna do. All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining me as always. If you haven't already, join the Squirrely Squad, like and subscribe, share with your friends. I hope you've been playing some more casual. Smissmas is coming up. I'm gonna be playing a lot. Hopefully, I'll run into you guys in game. Don't forget to holler and say what's up. And until then, we'll have some stuff to talk about trading as soon as the update drops. So keep a lookout. Have a great one, you guys. Until next video. Peace.
Come on, Swirly, you can save us. Get him! Ooh, he got it. He's insane. Swirly, he's too good. Oh, Swirly!